Hello everyone. Before smartphones, before streaming, and even before YouTube was what it is today, there was a time when watching videos on a handheld console felt like the future, and somehow that future came in the form of tiny plastic cartridges. That's right, today we're diving into one of the strangest and most fascinating chapters in gaming history, the Game Boy video cartridge. What they were, how they work, and why they disappeared. And trust me, some of these are weirder than you remember. Released in the early 2000s for the Game Boy Advance, the Game Boy video cartridges were exactly what they sound like. Cartridges that played TV shows and movies instead of games. Each cartridge typically played about 30 minutes of content, usually 2 episodes of a show, or, in some cases, a full movie. Compressed heavily to fit onto the limited storage. And when I say compressed, I mean really compressed. Some of the footage was very, very low resolution. The frame rate dipped constantly, and the audio was heavily simplified. But here's the thing, none of that really mattered at the time, because this was one of the first times you could just take video content with you anywhere, in your pocket. No discs, no downloads, no internet required. Just plug it in and press play. And in the early 2000s, that felt futuristic. Alright, so let's take a look at some of these cartridges, because this is where things get really interesting. This one features shows like SpongeBob SquarePants, Fairly OddParents, Rugrats All Grown Up. Easily, probably one of the most popular Game Boy video releases. You'd pop it into your Game Boy Advance, just like a normal game, except instead of playing, you're greeted with a simple menu where you can just pick between the episodes. And that's it. No fancy UI, no streaming interface, just a basic selection screen. All the controls would come up just before each episode, so you could choose how you wanted to watch it. If you wanted to increase the brightness, or if you wanted to like fast forward, slow down things, you could do all that on the main interface. Then you've got other cartridges like Yu-Gi-Oh, which made perfect sense given how massive it was at the time. This is one especially feels right at home on a handheld console. You can watch 2 episodes of the Yu-Gi-Oh TV series right on your handheld device. Amazing. But then you get into the really weird ones, where they added films like Shrek and Shark Tale. Yes, a full Shrek video release on a Game Boy. Mental. And watching something like this on a small screen is honestly surreal. It's just not something you would expect. There's actually quite a few different types of releases. They had the cartoon collections, the movie edits like Shrek and Shark Tale, shortened to fit on the cartridge. Sometimes they'd cut down the credit sequence on the film so it was smaller to fit on the cartridge. They'd even have TV show compilations as well. Some cartridges included basic playback features, brightness adjustments, like what I said previously, but overall, the experience was extremely straightforward. Pick a cartridge, insert it, and watch the episode. No saving progress, no rewinding, and definitely no skipping around like you would today. You watched it start to finish. Almost like watching a VHS tape, if anyone still remembers those. So how did Nintendo actually make this work on the hardware that wasn't designed for video? Well, it all comes down to the compression and clever engineering. The Game Boy Advance had a very limited processor power and storage capacity compared to anything we use today. So developers had to shrink down the video files massively, reducing resolution, lowering frame rates, and simplifying audio, just to make it playable. Then the system would decode that video in real time as you watched it, which honestly is pretty impressive for a handheld of this size that came from 2001. But of course, there were trade-offs. The blurry visuals, the choppy motion, noticeable compression artifacts, and yet it still worked. Because of the tiny screen, you didn't really notice it that badly, and the videos that I've got, you can kind of see it, but also it's not that noticeable in certain aspects. Watching Game Boy videos today feels incredibly dated. The screen is tiny, the image quality is rough, and fast scenes can look almost unreadable. Some text on the screen as well through the SpongeBob episode is ineligible. You can't read it. But context is everything. Back then, this wasn't competing with smartphones or streaming services. It was competing with nothing. This was portable video. No buffering, no subscriptions, no Wi-Fi. Just a pop in a cartridge and go. and for long car rides, waiting rooms, or just passing the time, it absolutely delivered. So if this was such a cool idea, why didn't it last? The answer is pretty simple. Technology moved on very quickly. Devices like the PSP introduced proper video playback and media with better screens and higher quality files. You could just watch a movie. The storage on the UMD was way more advanced than a cartridge. You could store more data on a UMD than you could a cartridge, so image quality and sound is going to be 10 times better. Then not long after that, phones and portable media players started taking over. And once streaming became mainstream, the idea of buying a cartridge for just 2 episodes really didn't make sense. Game Boy Video didn't fail because it was bad, it just got outpaced. Game Boy Video cartridges are a perfect example of a transitional technology. They weren't perfect, they didn't last very long, but for a brief moment, they showed us what portable entertainment could be. And honestly, there's something kind of charming about that. A tiny piece of plastic trying to bring TV into your pocket before the world was ready. And honestly, I think they did an amazing job. As dated as it really is, it honestly is such a cool piece of technology. If you enjoyed this deep dive into retro tech, let me know what you want to see next, and don't forget to subscribe for more weird and wonderful gaming history. And I'll see you guys in the next one.